everyone, and welcome to another episode of No, I'm Obsessed with Brianna Stewart. Today, I am so excited to welcome my next guest. She is someone who is a part of so many early Gen Zers' teenage years. She's a multifaceted creative known for iconic roles such as One Tree Hill Samantha Walker, Rosa Dillon on The Flash, and the icon herself, Jenna Hamilton, on MTV's hit show Awkward. I cannot believe I'm actually saying this, but without further ado, Miss Ashley Rickards.
Hello, hello. Excited to be here.
So excited to have you here. Before we go any further, I just have to thank you for being here. It means so much to me. I recently interviewed Michael J. Willett from Faking It. I just was raving to him about how much MTV shows just mean so much to me, and that inappropriate, crazy humor. Like, I feel like that is just me. So it is so crazy to be here talking to you right now. So it just means so much to me. Thank you so much.
No, thank you. I'm happy to be here. Like I said, I came up from a horse farm in Sarasota, Florida, and had to come out there. I only knew an attorney out in LA. So that's how it started, essentially.
Speaking of horse farm, I read that, you like you said, grew up on a horse farm and you went to a Montessori school where you got your first acting experience in an opera production. I don't really know much about Montessori schools. So, like, is that a normal thing?
Yeah. So, like, the levels of schooling nowadays, you know how there's like unschooling and then there's homeschooling. And then I think there's Montessori. And Montessori it's a really great thing, actually, because it's not like a self-guided educational system. Like, you don't get to say, like, I want to learn about bugs, and then they go and teach you about bugs. But it's like you have assignments for the week, and then they're like, get them done by the end of the week, however you want to do it. Like, if you're the type of person who, and this is me, who like works well under pressure, do not tell my mom that. Do not tell her.
Felt that. Oh my gosh. It's a blessing and a curse to be able to work well under pressure.
But I like to get like one thing done, fully focused, and then like on to the next. So that was a really good part for me. Also, a very small school. In the entire school, which is, I believe it was at least first grade to 12th. And I think the entire school had about 150, 160 people.
Wow.
And in my grade, there were 7 people. And then,
oh my gosh.
Then they wanted to do like opera. And in order to do that, we had to get the whole middle school section together, and it had to be mandatory because there were too many roles for people.
You said, you're going to do this production and you're going to like it.
Basically. And it's funny you say it like that, because that's how it felt. And I went into it, and I did not want to do it. I'm a stubborn person. I'm a Taurus. I wasn't going to like it. I wasn't going to like it, and I wasn't going to like it. And then I liked it.
Hate when that happens.
I hate it. I was proved wrong. But that's it happened by accident. I played the eel. Which is, full green unitard, green face paint, and
that is a core memory.
Like a frog head as the eel head as a mask, and then they gave me a body pillow to use as a tail.
I am seeing this visual right now, and it's hilarious.
It's something. It's something.
You wanted to hate it, but you ended up loving it. So from there, was it like you loved it, so now I want to pursue this seriously, or did it still take you some time to kind of figure out, like, I really liked that, but I don't know if it's something to pursue, like, as a career?
That's what my parents said. I was like, no, let's go. Let's all in, done. I'm an actress now. I know I had to do a couple plays at the Players Theater, and my parents were like super supportive. Like, couldn't have done it without them supportive.
Oh, that's awesome.
I don't know if you know who Lou Pearlman is.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So he's like kind of the like financial Harvey Weinstein of the industry.
Yeah.
And I went to one of his competitions, his talent competition. Cut to, then I met my lawyer in LA. And then I had, something to go off of. I had somebody who knew at least like one agent, and we went from there.
I feel like when people discover their passions at such a young age, I feel like that is a sign that it's exactly what you're supposed to be doing. Because
For
I
sure.
feel like you have the people who either, I feel like you have the people who know from a very young age and it kind of sticks with them their whole life.
Yeah.
And then you have the people who, and I know it's kind of a little more nuanced than that, but I feel like in a lot of cases, you have the people who kind of just, never really figure it out at a young age, and they kind of spend their whole life kind of just like figuring it out. And so I love when I meet people who know what they want at a young age and they don't let anything deter them from it. They just, like, this is what I want. There's nothing else that's going to make me happier than this. And this is what I'm going for.
And my mom is a lot, but there is absolutely no way I could have done it without her. Very much like almost Kris Jenner.
The original momager.
Yeah, absolutely a momager. Absolutely. When you're 14, you can't exactly go and like carve a career out.
Yeah. So as you started pursuing acting seriously, I'm sure there were lots of ups and downs along the way. Before Awkward, you were supposed to star in 2010 comedy film Dirty Girl, but I read that the role ended up falling through. If you don't mind talking about it, do you mind sharing like what caused the role to like, you did not take that role?
Yeah, number one, I don't know where you did your research, but holy crap, that's some deep. So I go out for this indie movie, and it was before One Tree Hill. I had like no credits. Went in there and did a really good audition, I guess, and got a call back, which you kind of just don't expect at that point in your career. You kind of just want to meet casting directors so they know your face and your personality for next time. But did pretty good, and then came back for the callback, met with the director, Abe Sylvia. And at this point, it's like, it's a big deal for me to get this because it's kind of like gone around town. And I was chemistry reading against like they were reading like Emma Stone for this. Yeah. She hadn't won 2 Oscars yet, but
still Emma Stone. Yeah.
Yeah, it's still Emma Stone. Got the role again. Was just told by Abe that like I had this role. It's an indie, so there's like 8 super rich people who just fund movies for fun.
Gotcha.
And so 8 of them approved. 1 guy didn't. And I went in, and script is like 110 pages. By the end of the process, because they keep giving you more scenes and more scenes and more scenes. And I had to learn like 2 songs too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I knew like a quarter of the script by then. Then I'm doing a chemistry read because I'm set for it. I think it was in like, might have been a deadline or something. But no matter what, we were just kind of going back and forth with this financier, and Abe was amazing and very committed. It was about a 1.5 year process. And
like when stuff like that takes so long, does that make it to where you can't go out for other stuff until you are kind of sure what's going to lead with the other role?
No, because that was, if it was a TV series, I guess that would be a gray area.
Okay.
But with an indie movie, we just, the shoot date had pushed, I think, like 3 times. And then eventually we were just like, okay, at some point I will be with Abe and we will be making this movie.
Yeah.
And we don't know when it is. Because even then I was like, they flew someone out for like a director and an actor out. Wait, Kyle Gallner. Yeah, they flew him out to do a full chemistry read. They rented like a whole studio in Wilmington because I was filming there. I was hot shit. It was going around like, who is this person that's booking this role?
I'm sure that had to feel great.
It did feel great. I don't think it registered at the time, but just the buzz around it helped me tremendously.
Yeah.
And then it was one of the worst moments of being an actor. Like, I'm sitting in my house, like in Valencia. My mom's like, Abe is gonna call you, and I'm like,
yeah. Why?
And so I go into like the gym, and he's emotional, and he's like, we can't get this guy to move. And
oh no,
I can't make the movie with you. And this is the hardest call I've had to make. Yeah, it blew. I just like drove off after that looking back on it, it is a little melodramatic. I just like ran downstairs, got in my Jeep, and my mom was there and she's like, "How'd it go?" And I just shut the door and I was like,
It's a
and I
scene
just,
right out of a movie.
yeah. And then I just drove into a park and just parked there and like cried for hours. But
Oh,
so they made it with Juno Temple. There's no way in hell I'm ever watching it. But like,
rightfully so.
yeah,
Rightfully
like
so.
we can talk about like pricing if you want to do it, but like it's got to be like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that sucked, but it was an awesome experience because that was just like one of the hardest castings I've ever had to go through. And you got to show up, and even when everyone's in your corner and they're helping you and they're doing everything, yeah, it's crazy. But then Edie cast me in another role. It was in Fly Away.
With Flyaway, that's also, obviously we will come back to Awkward at another time as well to spend more time there. But that's what your agent had used to help you book Jenna, right?
I think so. I don't really know what they talk about. I don't really. And that gets back to my mom, like doing the
Gotcha.
Kris
Okay.
Jenner thing,
Yeah.
Momager. Yeah, got it. Went to the callbacks. Got the call 30 minutes after I went into the room and did that. And it was an incredible experience.
It's obvious that, being an actor has its ups and downs, but like hearing how long and lengthy that process was and just how you can be this close to having it and then it just takes one person to just kind of for it to go to craft is like kind of crazy to wow,
Yeah.
it's crazy to think about.
And that's like unheard of. Like there's no one who's like attached to something for like a year plus. So anyone watching who wants to be an actor, like it's unlikely that will happen to you. Don't like worry at all.
Yeah. So, you land the role of Sam Walker in One Tree Hill. I have to say, One Tree Hill, and one of my most recent episodes, I did a Mount Rushmore of television shows, and One Tree Hill is on that list. One Tree Hill is like one of the, in this little end table, I have it on DVD here. It's one of the few shows I still own physical media of.
Yeah.
I love One Tree Hill, and Brooke Davis can do no wrong in my eyes. She is
iconic.
My favorite character. And so the fact that you got to play her foster daughter, I loved that. I loved that whole arc. And it's so funny because when I started watching Winter Hill, I had already watched Awkward. And so
really?
I had already known who you were. And so it was so funny. Yeah. It was so, because I went back and watched Winter Hill like years after it finished up.
Yeah.
And when it like first got on Netflix. That's the beauty of streaming, being able to just go back and rewatch old shows. So yeah, I had already knew who you were. I was like, oh my gosh, that's Jenna from Awkward. So it's so funny how like I saw it like backwards. I heard you say in another interview that you were originally written for 2 episodes and then they ended up bringing you on for the entire season. What did that feel like? When I was talking to Michael in our last interview, he had the same experience with United States of Terror.
Oh my God, I love that show.
Yeah, that seems to be like an occurrence that happens for quite a few people, or maybe just happens to be you too. I don't know. But what is that experience like? How does it feel to be like, wow, I'm like doing good at this job enough to where they want to keep bringing me back?
Yeah, I don't know how that works because sometimes I think like it's as if when you book it and they book you for a reoccur, you're going to be going back for 2 episodes, but you're still auditioning in a sense. So you're still like on set getting paid, doing the job, but they're still auditioning you if they want you to be a bigger role.
I feel like that was one of the most memorable storylines because, at this point, Brooke has, she has her own business. They're adults now, and we watch her struggle with her own mom. And then to see her now take on this new role of mom. And it was such a beautiful and like nuanced storyline. It's like you want to be mad at Samantha because she does things that, aren't great to see, but it's also like she's a foster kid who has gone through a lot in her life.
Yeah.
How did you step into that role? Was there a challenge kind of like figuring her out? What was it like stepping into her?
I would definitely describe my personality like a couple hours into hanging out with me as niche. I don't know if I'm like annoying or like no, I've confirmed I'm not annoying. I asked my showrunner this. I'm like, dude, was I annoying like all of Awkward? And he's like, no. Molly, who played
Yes,
Sadie,
Sadie.
I don't remember what it was in response to. She was like, no, Ashley's weird as shit, but she would never do that. And I was like, I'm comfortable with weird. I am very comfortable.
Absolutely.
I just don't want to
Weird
affect
is
people.
being weird. It's builds character. Like,
I don't know if it does, but it certainly creates patience in the people around me. So there's a lot of like Sam that I related to because I was really guarded and really not comfortable in my own skin, or
yeah.
I don't know, just like I don't know how to describe it, but there was a lot that just came naturally because of my personality. Yeah, that's the other thing is that I have a very dry sense of humor. Sometimes people can think I'm like being mean, and I'm not. Like I'm just being funny.
That,
yeah, and like deadpan, and they're like, "Why?"
The ones who get it, get it.
I've been in a room with 12 people who didn't get it. So I don't know. Sometimes a joke is like dumb. It's okay. It doesn't always have to land.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that part of me was fun to sort of exercise. I remember they wanted me to skateboard. They wanted Sam to learn how to skateboard. You think it would be easy, right? It turns out that I'm terrified of being 2 inches off the ground. Like I'm fine with like, I guess any more height, like, but it's just that slight amount of lack of control that scares me. Good Lord, their budget must have been huge because they hired me like a professional award-winning skateboarder.
They
to
said
teach
by
me,
any means necessary, you will be skateboarding.
except they were wrong.
Oh.
I went to like 10 lessons and they're an hour each. And I was like, I'm just scared. I can't do it. It looked like I had visible discomfort on my face. I was like waiting to fall. It didn't look, this is not how Sam would skateboard. So there's a scene where I'm in Brooke's house where Jackson is he's pulling me, and he's pulling me on a rope because that was like the third time. Yeah, that was like the third time they realized she just can't skateboard. We have tried everything.
That is hilarious.
So I've got this 5-year-old helping me get through this scene. It was like, it worked. It was fine. It was,
to be fair, skateboarding it's terrifying. Like you have these 4 little small wheels and this small little board, and you just have to like not hit your face on the ground. Like, how is that supposed to work? Like,
yeah.
I do not blame you at all.
Like on Awkward, we went to Big Bear to shoot an episode, so it was like skiing and whatever.
I just watched that episode, actually.
Yeah. So this was okay. So first, I've been skiing once. I was about 6 years old, and I was terrified of the snowplow machine, and I just went back to the hotel crying. So this whole like pizza, French fries thing, whatever. We didn't get that far. And I am good at some things. I'm good-ish at boxing. I can do that.
Okay.
Though it's been like 2 years since I have, so maybe not.
Maybe it's like muscle memory.
Yeah, sure. It's riding a bike. No, but they had this scene, and I'm like, okay, so you guys know I can't ski, right? And they're like, it's fine. So we're gonna set up like 20 minutes before, get you, comfortable on it. And I'm like, I told Mike and Chris, I'm like, I don't think 20 minutes is gonna cut it. We should probably do it the day the whole cast and crew get up there, because we're all staying in hotels up there. I'm like, I think we should do it the day before to give me enough time to where we're not like fighting daylight.
Yeah.
And they were like, it'll be fine. No.
It was indeed not fine.
Yeah, I tried. And so the scene was supposed to be that it's written that we're supposed to be like skiing right in sync, just like funny, like doing like perfect couple, whatever. And that was not possible to do. I just want to put in a request for anyone asking me to do like a physical thing. Like we got to do this
24 hours in advance.
At least.
But the great thing is they all make great stories. So
They do.
So you join One Tree Hill like the last this is like season 6. I think there were like 8 seasons or 9 seasons of So you've joined a show that already has this established fan base and these characters that have been fully fleshed out and established. How did it feel like joining a show that had already had so much lore and history?
So I hadn't seen it, and I didn't
Wow,
watch it before
okay.
I filmed. So
Wow. You just wanted to go in not knowing a thing, really.
I don't know if I was too confident, but I did that. I wouldn't for actors looking. No, maybe did I watch an episode? I don't know. Who knows? But I wasn't like I had not watched it since like its beginning at
Yeah.
all. And the coolest thing about it as, 15, 16-year-old me was so my mom snores at a level that is she could work at Gitmo. Like it's unreal. And I we can't stay in hotel rooms. So it's just kind of like the same thing where so they had to book us in separate rooms, but they book us in like these suites. So they're like this one bedroom, full kitchen, its own like
Ooh.
bathroom, its own living room, its own balcony. Oh my God. When you're 16, that is like the coolest thing. I was
Yeah.
adulting. I was working out every morning watching Beverly Hills 90210 reruns. It was
I feel like what more can you really ask for as a teenager? Like,
right. And then like just being able to work with such nice people. And
I love
that, that,
that.
that, yeah, that role was like more than just being on a great show, but learning so much about like how to be on set,
Hmm.
what different things are called, like what order you should shoot in, and fighting daylight and all that stuff. It
Yeah.
was educational for sure.
And I love that you still do conventions for One Tree Hill.
Oh my God, I
I
love them. Yeah, they're my favorite. I want to go to all of them. I have so much fun. Anyone watching this, go bug the convention people. Like, I want to go. I just like being there. You don't even have to like pay me that much. I want to go. It's just fun because
yeah.
you get to meet all these people who are like really, I mean, to buy tickets to something like that, you have to really love the show. And
Yeah.
just to meet people who were like so impacted is an awesome feeling. I mean, I'm not like winning Nobel Prizes over here, but it's nice to see that like it mattered because there are lonely days, there are crappy days,
Absolutely.
and it's happened to me a couple of times where um, they come up like crying, which
Oh, wow.
blows my mind because I was only in one season. And so
Yeah.
they all still like awkward too. But this one fan and I hate that I didn't get her handle or her name. There's two that I remember well, no, there's Clementine and Connor who are just like, I see them every time. Like they're awesome. They know me. We DM.
I love
Um, these two fans, one was in France and we were just talking about like energy, like spiritual energy. And
hmm
I was just like, give her a hug and talk to her. I'm not the type of person at the conventions who just like, if they're my own photos, like solo, like I will interact with them more than just like, hi, no,
Yeah.
nice to meet you. Like it's, it's as fun for me as it is for them. I don't know
I
if
love
that's sad,
that. No,
but
I think that's great because I feel like you have some people who like do conventions begrudgingly, where it's like, I can't believe I'm at a convention for a show I did, 10 years ago. Like, they make it seem like it's a thing that they are being forced to do versus something that they signed up to do. And I feel like that is, it's unfair for them to feel like they have to be chained to this. And then it's unfair for the people who are paying to come to these things. So I think it's great that you love it and
yeah.
the experience.
So let's start a campaign because I love going to France. We got an audience base there. We got an audience base in Brazil, and
Wow.
I've heard about Germany. Those are like the three places I kill it. So
I don't think Brazil would have been at the top of my
all it,
mind when I thought about like One Tree
right?
Hill or Awkward Fans. That's
Yeah,
so
right.
interesting.
I love it. Let's go.
Yeah.
No, but it's really fun. And obviously like you have like these long, like day-long lines with,
hmm
Sophia and I doing duos and there's just not time
Yeah.
to like talk for 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's like 450 people.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, it's yeah, it's so fun. It's so fun.
Yeah. I'm actually going to NostalgiaCon this weekend.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and I'm so excited to meet Chad Michael Murray and James Lafferty. Like I said, Winter Hill is on my Mount Rushmore, and
Yeah.
so it's gonna be a huge moment for me, and I'm excited to meet. I was also a Teen Wolf girl down, another show that I have on
Love it.
DVD, so I'm excited to meet the Teen Wolf cast. So I love that there are still people who have fun coming to these conventions, like the actors and stuff. So have fun
Yep.
coming to these conventions and you know take the time out of their day to interact with fans like that. It really is such an exciting and cool thing to have.
Say hi to James for me. I'm not sure if he likes me, but
Wait.
I'm not sure. It's one of those like, am I endearing or should I just pretend to read a book? I don't know. So,
Oh my
but
gosh.
he's nice. Don't get me wrong. Like he's so nice, and he's never been like blah 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 to me. There's no reason for me to fear him, to feel this way. I just am that type of person who's always like,
Do they
okay,
like
let's
me?
replay the whole day. What did I do?
Unfortunately, I relate to that so heavily.
Yeah. Right. And then you're like, oh my God, why did I make that joke about the grilled chicken?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
meanwhile, nobody else is thinking about it. I haven't thought about it in days, and
yeah,
it's
but
the
it's
only
like
thing at the
in
front
your
of my
mind.
mind.
Yeah,
Yep.
for sure.
So after One Tree Hill, Awkward comes out. I mentioned this earlier, but I read that originally they had passed on you for Jenna, but then your agent has sent your audition tape for Flyaway, and they just to show your versatility, and they ended up, bringing you on as Jenna. That's what I read, but the internet can also be wrong. So
You have a better recollection of it than I do.
okay, so we'll go with that.
Yeah, we're very well researched here.
I
But
try.
I remember like straight up coming out from Montreal being like, I don't want to do like a comedy. I'm so much better than that. And Chris Jenner over here, my
Your
mom,
mom.
is like, no, you have to read this. Like, Ashley, read this. Thor is telling you have to read this. It's really good. And I'm like, okay. So I read it. I don't know or remember like what my agents or managers did other than tell me, you're dumb, read this. Um, and and then I went in and I remember seeing the creator of it. And I was like, I like your boots. And they were these tan suede boots. And that is just stuck in my head. Fun fact, literally in my closet, I have the shirt I auditioned in. So,
I love that. Do you still wear it? That's a strange question to ask, actually.
No, I'm afraid to because I don't want anything to happen to me. So it's there. And I also have the Camp Puka shirts.
Oh, that's so cute.
But even cooler, I kept every script from every episode hard copy. So
I love that. That would be me as an actor. Like I would hold on to every single memento that I could. I would hang on. I have attachment issues. So I would be like, I can't let go of this. What do you mean? Like this was the moment that I blah 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 blah, and it's the most specific moment ever. I'm like, I can't let that go. What are you talking about?
My storage unit at Public Storage, they don't offer a larger one. Like
ma'am, you can't fit anything else in here.
No, and so I was like, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go and like drop some stuff off from Florida, there. So I roll in and I got like all these suitcases, and the lift guy's like so nice.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, do you want me to like help you? Because you have 5 gigantic suitcases of things and they're very, very heavy. And you look about 100 pounds. And I was like, yeah, would you? And so he did. And we opened the unit, and immediately I got hit by a lamp and a broom.
Oh,
We
God.
had to maneuver, like, it's just falling out. Like, we had to maneuver this, like, clothing rack and, like fold up some clothes. And then we finally, like, got the suitcases in a place where, like, we could shut the door. And he's like, do you want to flip them horizontal? I was like, no, it's there. Leave it. Don't breathe. Just try and close it.
Don't
Okay, it's
breathe.
done.
You
We're
know those
done.
cartoons where like a character is like closing the door, there's like stuff sticking out of the door and they're trying to like get the door closed.
That's my
That's
unit.
exactly what that's
My
like.
unit. Yeah.
That is so funny. So Jenna was your first main character role in a TV series. Was there any pressure going from this show, One Tree Hill, that was already established and had a huge following, to now a completely new show where you had to, you know, kind of build and find your audience?
For sure. I didn't really know how to do it. I think a prime example of that is like I am so like I can be either shy or really outgoing. So MTV was like, you have to do social media. Like, you have to get a Facebook. You have to do it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want to. And I never did it. And I swear, it's only like the last 9 months that I've been like, I actually like this. I want to do it.
Wow.
But yeah, it was like pulling teeth getting me to do social media because I was just scared I would offend somebody or
Yeah. Social media is a lot. It's a lot.
So that was like the hardest part, I think, the adjustment of that. And then, but yeah, you're flying all around, going to up fronts and going with the whole cast, and that's just really fun.
Yeah. It's like boots on the ground work. I feel like you don't really see that a lot these days. I feel like with all the streaming platforms, it's kind of like everything is kind of just like social. Like you'll see like press interviews and, you know, maybe like social media challenges, but like, you know, boots on the ground type of like getting in front of people is not something you see very often these days.
Yeah, I was definitely in the like last part of old school press. Like, you can do it all from your living room and probably get more traction than flying to New York or flying this way, that way, whatever. I used to smoke cigarettes, and I smoked for 10 years. One of my proudest things that I don't do anymore. But
Congratulations.
thank you. But when I was at one of the upfronts, or what, I don't really remember what we called that one, but they had like everyone from MTV. So they had Tyler from Teen Wolf and all that stuff. Yeah, so we hung out, and him and Dylan, and that was fun. But they also had the whole Jersey Shore cast.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So you're like, remember well, I was saying to myself, I'm like, remember, you're cool. You're a cool person. You're on the show. You didn't sneak into this party. You're cool. Be cool.
You are supposed to be here.
Yeah. So I remember thinking that everyone was way more chill than they are on camera. But I wanted a cigarette, and so did Snooki. So we went downstairs, and I had a cigarette with Snooki.
So
it was great.
Another core memory. Like,
for sure. That's
so fun.
Yeah. Don't smoke. If you need to smoke to hang out with your celebrity, you don't have to get a cigarette. You can just be near them.
I would keep. I've never been a cigarette girl, but unfortunately, I do love a good joint.
Hey.
Oh my gosh.
I live in California, so.
Yeah, same.
Exactly.
Okay, were there ever any moments when you first started, or maybe like later seasons with Awkward, where maybe you weren't sure how to approach Jenna? I remember I was talking to Michael, and he was saying that, you know, second season, he still kind of wasn't fully sure how he like wanted to play Shane, the character that he played, simply because, and I had like brought up the point that, you know, like you've had a season to play this character, but as the seasons go on, you know, you dive more into these characters and you learn more about their nuances, or like their ticks and their quirks and stuff like that, and getting deeper into who they are on an emotional level. And so I know or I don't know, but I would assume that sometimes that can maybe make it a little harder to kind of figure out how to play the character, but still be authentic to who you portrayed them as in like maybe earlier seasons. Or so do you ever feel like, there were times where you kind of had to maybe re-get to know Jenna, or was it all just kind of like, you got her first season and it was just smooth sailing from there?
The first season, I was seeing a guy and I told him, I'm like, let's go on one last date because you're not going to see me this whole season. Because
That
I'm
is
not,
so
I,
sweet.
again, it gets back to the whole like focus, focus,
Mm-hmm.
focus thing. And so on the first season, we had all the scripts ahead of time. We
Mm-hmm.
had all the episodes. So I'd
Okay.
gone through, did all my homework on them, memorized them. And then, once you get into like a second season, the scripts aren't like available right away.
Okay.
They're still being written as you are filming.
I don't think
So,
I knew this actually.
yeah. And and I don't know if that's the case. Maybe for some people in season one, they're still writing and filming,
Mm-hmm.
um, but we would get so many notes on the scripts and they like color the scripts. They call them like yellow version, green version, blue version. I don't even think lilac version exists, but we would get lilac version like the morning of.
Oh, wow.
And this is not shading the writers. This is like they had to do so much.
Yeah.
And everyone wanted a great product. So no one was like harassing anybody, but
Yeah.
it was a lot. So I just started I started like memorizing the scenes in the makeup chair in the morning. So I don't that's my superpower is I can memorize the lines really quick, again, under
Wow.
pressure.
Yep.
But
There it is.
but yeah, that was the safest way to do it. Otherwise, you're going to memorize it and they're going to have like a slight change
Yep.
and you're just going to keep thinking about it and doing it the wrong way. Um, or maybe it changes the intention of your scene. And
Yeah.
I knew who Jenna was and it was written very correctly, I guess is the
Mm-hmm.
word. Um, Honestly, like if you were to put a trajectory towards her, that's what would have happened. So it was easy in that sense to let the writing help me with my own arc. Like I didn't have to plan crazy things. As an actor, I had to prepare myself and sort of think farther down the line. And I guess I'm not giving myself enough credit. But
Mm-hmm.
the writing was so good on that show that it took a lot less effort, I think,
Mm.
on all the actors' behalf too. And they also like Denise, our script supervisor, she would only correct us if it was like a pivotal thing. So there was
Gotcha.
like wiggle room a little bit. Not like fully ad-libbing, but there was,
Yeah. A little more
you
up
know.
for your interpretation in certain.
Well, yeah, even just like mostly just wording things like if you're talking about like two people and you mix up the order of those two people, then
Gotcha. Okay.
it's fine. Yeah.
I love that you said that the scripts are so great because I've been or like that you had great writers because I have been rewatching Awkward to prepare for the interview, and I when I say that Awkward still holds up to this day, like I remember I was still on season 1 and I was texting my best friend who I used to watch the show with, and I was like, you need to go rewatch Awkward because it is still so funny. Like there were moments I was like laughing out loud, and I probably shouldn't say this on the internet because I know the internet can
Nah,
be the
say it.
internet, but I love offensive humor sometimes. Like sometimes you just need offensive
Bro,
humor.
absolutely. My favorite show, and I say this, and like the way that people feel about One Tree Hill is the way I feel about South Park. Like,
That's me.
they're
I'm a Family Guy. I was a Family Guy girl, but I get it.
okay.
I get it.
Okay. But, like, what's my favorite episode? Season 23, episode 2. Um,
I love that
I
you can
know
just,
this.
yeah.
And I love it. It's been around since, I don't know, I just remember sneaking down to my aunt's basement, and my older cousins were like watching it, and I would just like kind of hang with the door open and watch it. So it's always been there for me.
Yeah.
But definitely as an adult, you're like, oh, that's
Holy
what that
crap.
joke meant.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yes. Like rewatching it, like Sadie was the things Sadie would say. I would be like, oh, even for 2012, that is like crazy. But
Yeah.
it was so funny. And I have to ask, did you guys like ever get any pushback from like audiences or critics about any of the jokes that you guys made? Or
I don't think so. No.
beautiful. I love that.
There
I
was
wish we
this,
could get
yeah.
back to that.
Yeah. I mean, there was this, and Evan Peters,
Mm.
he played Jack on
Mhm.
One
One
Tree
Tree
Hill.
Hill.
And we were talking at one of these conventions about how there was this like sweet spot in TV that was like mid 2000s to 2015, maybe at the latest. But there was just this like magic like vibe of like Gilmore Girls,
Yeah.
One Tree Hill, and just this like sort of, I don't know how to start it, but it's just sort of something that was so special about that time. I
Yeah.
don't know if it was because it was like warm lighting or just the way that characters were, but it has yet to be remade. And I don't
Yeah.
think anyone should.
And I think that's why nostalgia, like people love to go rewatch old shows. Like the reason
Yeah.
why One Tree Hill has found such a new fan base and why people can still have these conventions, because there's quite nothing like early 2000s, early 2010 TV. Like
Yeah.
all of the TV shows on my Mount Rushmore, my TV Mount Rushmore, are quite literally from the early 2000s or early 2010s. It's just,
Yeah.
it can't be replicated. Ugh. So you didn't have the traditional high school experience, and Jenna is, obviously a high schooler who goes to a traditional high school. Is there anything from your life that you were able to draw from that kind of helped you play Jenna more authentically, or were you just kind of learning on the go?
No. But in an opposite sense, like I went through high school through Jenna. I went to 2 proms as Ashley real life, but
Oh,
they weren't my school. And
yeah.
they were like, one of them was in like Altadena, and it was like a really far drive. And we went to Clean Jumper before, and this other couple that were in the limo with us were just not talkative, and neither was the guy who asked me to prom, who's a family friend. So it
Mhm.
was like a really painful hour and a half. Because like no one's talking.
Oh gosh.
But
Was the second prom a little more exciting than that?
no, that one made me feel creepy because
Oh
I had,
no.
yeah, because since I wasn't a student, I had to like get my
Sound like a
parents' permission, get
permission
my
slip.
dates.
Ah.
Like, yeah, I had to get
Oh
the date's
gosh.
parents to sign, and then like show ID at the school.
Oh
And
gosh. You had to go through
yeah,
like a full background check and blood test and everything.
which like great, and I'm happy that they do that, but
Yeah.
it still made me feel creepy because
Yeah.
also I was still 17. I wasn't like 28 and showing
Yeah.
up to a high school prom.
Well, honestly, I think that's so cool that you kind of got to experience high school through Jenna. I don't remember what show it was, but I was watching just like press interviews from another show that was based in high school. And they were talking about how doing a teen show based in high school makes you feel like you're in high school all over again. And so I love that, it's still kind of the same for you, and it just kind of in a little more different sense. So one of the relationships that really defined Awkward and made it stand out was the one between Jenna and her mom. Lacey was a trip. She was a trip.
Nikki is the best.
And I saw you had like posted her. You were like, "That's my TV mom" or something like that. I love that you still have a relationship with her. I love to see cast members from shows that I love like still are close in some
And hello,
capacity.
Valerie.
Oh,
Now
oh,
Desi
Valerie.
Lydic, like 2-time Emmy winner.
Yeah, insane.
Crazy.
Insane.
And you know what's insane about her, in the best way,
Yeah.
preface, is that she's definitely the busiest one of us all right now.
Hmm.
But if I send her a DM, if any of our showrunners too, we were at lunch a while ago and said this, like she replies within the hour. Like
Wow.
that's so
Present.
grounded and so
Yeah.
kind and like rare, very rare. So yeah, she's a gem for sure.
So, yes, Jenna and her mom had a very, very interesting dynamic. And I feel like it's one of the few TV shows I have seen where it portrays the mother-daughter dynamic in a way. I feel like it portrays it in a way that I don't really see on TV very often. Like obviously we see dynamics where there's a teenage girl and her mom and it's like catty, like she's a teenage girl going through her things and so she doesn't always like her mom. But I feel like it was so nice to see a representation where you see so much of the mom's struggle where, she was a teen mom and she didn't get to experience a lot. So she's trying to live through Jenna and all of this stuff. I thought it was so special to see. How important do you feel like their dynamic was to the dynamic of the show?
Incredibly. Because this is like the most annoying story. So in season 1, we've got the letter, the confrontation.
Mm-hmm.
And the creator would not tell me how that's
I was
going to
gonna
end up.
ask, did you guys know who wrote it?
I didn't know who wrote it. And this like 50% of me is still like genuinely upset about this, but like no, probably like 30%. But during the episode where we're filming who wrote the letter and we're gonna find out, they had the prop letter that I'm gonna open.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're doing the like insert shot. No, they weren't doing the insert shot first. They were doing like my reaction. And so again, I don't know what is in this envelope. Ashley, the actor, does not know.
Uh-huh.
So I open it up and it essentially said that it was written by my twin that I didn't know about. And my face was like, no, because then it means like, even though I'm there every day working like so much, I'm going to have to do double time.
Yeah.
And I was like, where is this story? But it was just like a minute. And I was like, what? And then they were like, no, we're joking. So then we did it for real. And then it made total sense to me.
Yeah.
But we had no idea. And it was being kept so close to the chest for funny reasons. Like in a funny way, like it was an ongoing joke that I didn't know.
That is so funny. Did you have any guesses like of who it was?
I think my best guess was Sadie.
Really?
Yeah. I think that was the one.
I feel like Sadie would have been a lot meaner in that letter.
For sure. But I was like, what if her character is actually like kind underneath everything?
Yeah.
And Sadie is. We saw her character develop later. But I was like, what if, like, that makes the most sense. That one is a twist. And so I just kind of like near the end of the season was like, oh, it's Sadie. And everyone's like, we can't tell you.
I love that. That just being the running gag of the season. That's so funny. Yeah. I remember there was an episode where Tamara was like, and that's why I wrote the confrontation letter. She like said it was her to make Jenna upset. And I remember being like, you know what? I feel like that would make sense because I feel like sometimes Tamara does things that she has good intentions, but doesn't always make the best choice. And so, but then we ended up finding out that it obviously was not her. But so when they had revealed that it was her, I was like, you know what? I feel like that can track. And so, I too, I was gagged when I found out it was her mom. But speaking of Tamara, you can't talk about awkward without Jenna and Tamara's friendship.
Yeah.
I feel like Tamara, I don't want to say the perfect example of a friend, but I feel like she is like a great example of what a friend as a teenager should be. Like she's someone who's fiercely loyal, fiercely protective of her friends. She's a little delusional and insane, which keeps life interesting. And I feel like, one thing about it, she was going to call Jenna out when Jenna was doing something that was either not great or just stupid or overthinking or something like that.
Yeah.
Why do you think viewers resonated so much with their friendship?
I think Jillian and I had a lot of chemistry, was the main thing. And there's so many good memories I have of like I was always really self-conscious of my weight. So we would talk about like, it would be, if I'm in like these pants and if the mic would be inserted like on the clip on the outside of the pants versus like on the inside.
Mm.
And when I was like comfortable, like when I was feeling like myself and I was feeling skinny and um I'd be like, mic's on the inside. And she knew what that meant.
Yeah.
It was real fun. And
inside jokes.
yeah, and she didn't make me feel like a weirdo.
Yeah.
So we had a lot of natural chemistry, and like I saw her like I think a year, 2 years ago. And she was talking about her life and everything. And Marty, her husband, has always been there. Like
Mhm.
him and Bo are really close. And
Oh.
yeah, and we were talking, and someone asked about kids, and I was like, "Well, you wanted to have two boys, right?" And she goes, "Yeah, that's changed, but that's a really good memory you got." Um, no, but we had a lot of good memories, and I know that we both had an awesome time playing our roles together,
Yeah.
and it wasn't like no one had to use like transferences. I didn't anyway. Um,
Transferences? Wait, what's that?
when you're in a scene and you're like, who are you talking to in your own life? Um, so if we're,
Gotcha.
yeah, so if I'm like talking to Maddie and there's an experience in my life, um, it can help the scene take natural turns and discover things that weren't there. If I think
Mhm.
of like Carlos, who
Mhm.
was the guy that I said, I will see you in a year and a half.
Yeah.
Um,
I thank you for teaching me some new lingo because I
yeah,
I'd never heard that term before. Yeah, I think their friendship was like, as I'm like rewatching this as an adult, I wish I could like really remember what my thought process was on their as on their friendship as a teenager when I was like first watching it. But I
yeah,
feel like rewatching it now as an adult, I'm like, I feel like me and my best friend, we've been best friends since middle school. So,
yeah.
um,
That's
so
amazing.
yeah, that's my girl. We have like a long history, but there are like time like I would watch Tamara and Jenna and I would be like, you know what? Tamara, she has her flaws, but that Jenna is lucky to have like a real one like Tamara. She's
For sure.
crazy girl, but she always has the best intentions for Jenna at least, not necessarily
Yeah.
for everybody else.
And her dialogue was so specific. It was very much like how millennials hear Gen Z now, because she was saying some
Yeah.
I
Yeah. Her
didn't know.
speaking in abbreviations and text language.
Yeah, that was very unique, and that was for her, and I loved it.
So we watched Jenna grow all 5 seasons. You started the show, you were like 19, 20-ish. Which I feel
Oh
like
no, I was 18
you were 18. Okay.
because they had to do we did the simulated sex scene with Maddie, and
Mm.
you have to be 18 to do that. So when I auditioned, I was 17, and it was like
Ah.
the day after I turned 18 that we filmed it.
Oh my gosh.
It's not like in a it's not like in a creepy like I'm having like an OnlyFans on my 18th birthday
Yeah.
kind of thing, but it just worked out with the shooting.
Mm-hmm. I feel like, wow, 18. You were doing these at really pivotal years. And if the show went on for 5 years, so you're also like growing into your 20s, which I feel like is even harder than your teens, even though your teens are also hard. Were there any lessons that you took from Jenna's journey that you were able to apply to your own life?
Yeah. A lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot. She was, she becomes a part of you at some
Yeah.
point. So it's not even like a lesson necessarily. And yeah, I mean, there's like the whole parts of Jenna that are like fabricated and weird and like out of not at all like me. And that's like Jenna.
Mm-hmm.
And the writer's getting very creative. Um, but at the core of her, yeah, I get it. And
Yeah.
it, like I said, it like was my high school and it also was my early 20s. And
Yeah.
I'm grateful to have been a working person in my 20s. And that was for sure, that changed me a lot. I mean, your prefrontal cortex isn't even developed.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's
Yeah.
going to have an impact on you.
Yeah, I remember like as a teenager, you don't have the nuanced views and stuff that you do when you get older. And so I remember there would be moments where I'm watching Awkward and I'm like, Jenna, like you are like you're making your own life harder. Like I would be like so frustrated with Jenna at times. And it would just it's so funny when you're a teenager, like everything just feels like everything just feels so much more dramatic. Like I would be like, Jenna, like, what are you doing? Like you're being so stupid and blah blah blah, just getting so worked up and emotional over some of her choices.
Yeah.
And like rewatching it now as a mid-20s young adult, I'm like, wow, like rewatching it and I have so much more empathy for her and so much more grace for her. And I'm like, when I was 16 and 17, I probably would have made these stupid decisions too. And so it's so interesting to like rewatch it now for I still have a lot of growing up to do because I'm still only 25, but
For sure, same. Like,
it's still like
it doesn't
nice.
stop.
Yeah. It's nice to like rewatch it from that lens of, a little more maturity and being able to, see her growth as a character and recognize that growth. And
Yeah.
so speaking of identity and like growth and all that stuff, identity and self-discovery are obviously the overarching themes of Awkward, but rewatching as an adult, I also realized that redemption is just as important as a theme to the show as the identity and self-discovery. Season 1, we see Jenna kind of try to seek redemption for her suicide attempt, air quotes on suicide attempt.
Yeah.
We see in season 2, Jenna looks for redemption
Biggest
from
misunderstanding ever. If I could have, fun story just to like, so in the pilot, it was just like the cast was just on, and when we were done with the scene, they would have to saw it off.
Oh.
But then, when we're now filming the series and this thing is going to be on for like, I don't know how long, so many episodes. And it was clearly unfair to keep an actress like this the whole damn day. They ended up like rigging it into, so that it had an opening. It had little like buckles that it opened twice. And I didn't have to be sawed out of it every time I wanted to have lunch.
I'm just imagining them pull out a giant buzzsaw and just stay still for us, Ashley.
It was about this big, but yeah, it was it was something.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. So yeah, we see all these themes of redemption show up, and I just want, like, how important do you feel like the idea of redemption was to Jenna and the theme of the show, or Jenna's journey in the show as a whole?
Incredibly. The show portrayed reality, and we all need redemption at some point. And it was everything. Yeah, I mean, like you were saying that, like now you look back and you're like, Jenna, what are you doing? Like you feel that way about yourself looking back in time, and you're a very different person now. And
God,
I mean, your whole life view is like very different. Mine is like I'm still awkward and edgy and niche. But I like who I am now is quite still hardworking, very hardworking. But who I am is so different than who I was.
Yeah.
So redemption is definitely a good theme.
Yeah. And it's so funny, like just thinking back to a teenager, like everything truly feels like the end of the world. Like the way the smallest thing, Jenna would like go on a tirade, like thinking her life was over. And like for me, like the smallest thing would have me thinking I've destroyed my life, or like there's no coming back from this. And it's just so funny to like look back on those moments in your own life and just be like, wow, I truly had no idea how over dramatic I was, or just had no idea this is kind of more
Yeah.
how worse it could really get. Like,
you're not wrong. You are not wrong.
oh my gosh. Yeah, it's so great to be able to like rewatch your old shows and just take more lessons from it than you did when you were younger. And sometimes I feel like teenage shows really are still for adults, because I feel like you get more out of it. At least
Yeah,
me.
you do. Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
Yeah. So a huge part of Awkward was experiencing Jenna's thoughts through her blog. And towards the end of the show, we started to see social media started to come up more, but it's still very much not 2016 is still very much not what social media is now.
No, like people were still using Tumblr.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, I was a Tumblr girl. But
Pinterest was like a thing.
Exactly. It's
Although
crazy to think about.
I still love Pinterest. It's swamped with AI, but I love Pinterest.
Pinterest is my go-to when you just see some inspo, or like you have an idea but you can't quite put it together. Pinterest has you. Pinterest has you.
Yeah. No, I want to build a tiny house, so I am all over
I love that.
Pinterest. Yeah.
Cool. So with that in mind, if the show were made today in the world of TikTok and chronically online teens, how do you think Jenna would be different?
She'd be on medication.
Lexapro, please.
Yeah, she would have seen a mental health professional at some point. But I wish I was kidding, but she would. Oh God.
Yeah.
She was struggling, and everyone is, and it's not. Yeah, she was on medication.
That is hilarious. And I mean, aren't we all in this day and
Yeah.
age? So it only makes sense.
Yep. Whether it's green medication whether it's green medication or a pill, you're probably doing one.
And some people are lucky enough to do both.
Yes, they are, and that is their choice. As long as it's not opioids, like that sucks.
Yeah.
That sucks.
But does.
All the rest to you.
Yeah. That's like making me think, like, how many other TV characters from shows that I loved back then would be like medicated? Most, exactly.
Yeah. Like AC Slater, come on. Yeah. He would be like he would be in the manosphere right now. And
God.
AC Slater, absolutely. Yeah. So it gets dark. Just let go of the Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So we got 5 seasons of Awkward, and then it was canceled after the 5th season. I also have to say, I just finished it, and I feel like even though, it was canceled and there could have been a 6th season, I feel like the way it wrapped up still fares well as like a series finale. I love that it was kind of open-ended.
No, we knew that it was going to be the last season.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't like we filmed it and then got canceled. Like it was.
Gotcha.
We did, 95, 98 episodes. I don't really remember, but we knew that it was the end. So we wrote it as the series finale.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that, because I feel like I've heard like just from people or people like interviewing, and like when I talked to Michael, he was also saying like sometimes with TV shows you truly just never know if you're coming back. So I guess I kind of assumed that was the case for pretty much all. So okay, that is good. That it makes sense then that it felt wrapped up.
Yeah.
So, but I do remember that there was the Save Awkward campaign, like trying to shop it to other networks, and then there were like fans on the internet trying to rally around the show for a sixth season. How did it feel knowing that you had built such a strong fan base that people were like willing to go out of their way to, not boycott, but start this
Yeah,
campaign to save the show that people loved?
it felt amazing. And I wish they'd won, because if you
Yeah.
get to 100 episodes, your residuals are fucking bank.
Uh,
Like, right. I got a residual last 2 days ago, and for 1 penny. I'm not even kidding you. And they're
that
like, I'll
feels like
get
a slap in the face. Like you could have kept this.
yeah. So I've gone through like stacks of checks because I'm old school and I still haven't changed it to wiring. But stacks, and what I'll walk out with is about $9.
That is bizarre.
So yeah,
That's
if we'd have gotten like
crazy.
3 or 5 more episodes, I would be like launching my own skincare line and like being a travel vlogger or whatever. But
It's so crazy to think about, like, all of the time and effort that actors and writers and all of these people put into these shows, and then like once it ends, especially now in like the streaming world, like it's like people can still consume what you created, but you're still getting nothing from it. Like that is crazy to me.
yeah, yeah.
It's and I know
Yeah.
that's like a deeper systemic level type conversation, but gosh, it's
Yep.
crazy. Ugh.
But thank you to the TV gods, or whoever my company daddy is, like John Oliver says. I am so scared of them. It seems like
Yeah.
yeah, and that was MTV, which was Paramount. So
Mhm. Yeah.
love you all.
So
And I
you
mean
can hear
it.
me just putting that out there.
Yeah.
Awkward was one of the first, shows of MTV's 2010 scripted era, which, like I said, is an era that I hold very near and dear to my heart. I can't even put into words what MTV scripted shows mean to me. Like I was saying in one of my last episodes that I need to get like the MTV logo tattooed, like a tramp stamp or something, because it is just I feel like I said to you before we started filming, like if I had to put all of like the best years of my teenage years and like kind of encapsulate it with one description, it would just be MTV scripted shows. Like I just
For sure.
But how does it feel to have been such a big part of that era? Because they had really, I feel like MTV shows had really built up a big fan base between Teen Wolf and Awkward and, Faking It and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, like, in my opinion, there was like My So-Called Life and there was Awkward, which were kind of similar structure.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm no Claire Danes, but that's what it always reminded me of. But it feels lucky because I feel like I got in the last beat of that now sort of extinct genre.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Feel grateful looking back.
I love that. The last half of Awkward, the final season follows them as college students. 10 years post Awkward now, where do you think Jenna would be?
Yeah, I feel like Jenna would be an author, like a really successful, I think, political author.
Ooh.
And that she'd also probably be a tenured professor.
I love that.
Yeah, because then, like, if you do a reboot, then it's still like Jenna, but it's also a totally new generation, and we're not just seeing everyone do the same thing.
Oh my gosh. Imagining Jenna try to like build relationships and like navigate a Gen Z student population would be, I need it. We need to get a Paramount gods on the phone. Like,
yeah, and the Gen Z stare at Jenna.
And I can hear her internal dialogue, just like wondering if all her students hate her and how she ended up, she's graduated in Concord High School and she still feels like she's back in high school because she's wondering everyone hates her.
For sure. And I'd want it to be in New York because I love New York.
That's
just a personal note.
Yeah,
we can put it anywhere.
I think that would be cool because we see her navigate California as a high schooler, and then we have like the opposite of California, which would be New York.
And it's fun for me to imagine like someone who's a little bit like not so confident trying to hail a cab. I, I don't know why that specific image is funny to me, but it is.
I see a cab just flying right past her. She gets
Hey, oh
splashed.
no, you take it. No, it's fine. I'll just wait for the next one.
Hour later, she's still waiting for a cab. I need it. I need it right now, actually.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
So, Awkward's been over for 10 years and people still love and talk about the show. I searched up Awkward on Twitter and there were tweets from like a day ago. People still talking about how much they love Awkward.
That's awesome.
Why do you think 10 years later and like a whole new generation, people are still connecting with the show?
I think because it's honest.
Yeah.
I think because no matter what time or generation you put it in, or, you know, Gen Z speech or millennial speech, it still resonates in every way. Not that it's like generic or anything, but it's a story that I think is easily placed anywhere in time. And I think it's relatable, especially since like with all this social media and certainly with COVID, like there is a huge lack of in-person social interaction.
Yes.
So there's probably like quadruple the amount of people who think or act or feel like they act like Jenna. I can't imagine now being like, I think it would just be even more relatable.
Yeah. I agree. I do agree. And I feel like a lot of people would be Jenna, but hate to admit that they are Jenna.
Probably. Yeah. And they probably all have like brand deals on Instagram, pushing like some sort of, I don't know, facial razor, something and whatever. But yeah, deep down, they're like at the grocery store, like letting people just like go by and like not talking to the cash register. Like all eye contact is lost.
Fidgeting nervously and
oh yeah. Yeah.
So for viewers both old and new, what would you feel like is the biggest thing you would want them to take away from Awkward at this point?
That even if you're niche, that you
I love that.
Yeah. That you are someone's cup of tea. And if you open yourself up to experiences and trust that like you can be confident and you can be fully yourself, which is so much easier said than done, then
sure,
you're gonna find your people. You're gonna find the people who matter. Like those who, what is it? Those who mind don't matter, and those who don't mind matter. It's something like that. I probably butchered it, but the people that you aren't, that you're trying to impress, if they don't like you,
they're
it's
not
gonna be
supposed to.
Well, yeah, and it's gonna be a really stressful friendship.
Yeah,
like that becomes more about like clout and weirdness than like, hey, I can't go on camera today because I have a massive pimple. Will you drive me to the dermatologist?
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, and I think it's like, you know, everyone is not going to be for everyone, but there is someone for everyone. Like you just have to find
and you won't find that out. Yeah. And you won't find that out until you're yourself.
Yep. There you go. I feel like that's the perfect takeaway. So Awkward ends, you do the Flash, and you play a villain. Well, I feel like if correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like that's the first time you kind of play like just like this outright kind of just like evil character, right?
Oh yeah.
So what was that like?
Rosa is still a whole formed person. I had a great conversation with Greg Berlanti about it. He's very specific about the character, but Rosa is a grifter and she's unstable.
Yeah.
She is, I think she's fun and she doesn't take life seriously, even though she's a villain. I don't think that she's doing anything like personally, like deep down in her core. Like I will take you down because when I was 4 years old, you did this.
Yeah.
I think maybe she just,
It's fun.
yeah, has more fun.
Yeah.
And yeah, there was probably a trauma in her life, but yeah, I think for her it's fun, it's a way of life, and it's how she survives.
Yeah.
So, giving people vertigo is kind of a cool it's kind of a cool power to have.
This reminds me, I was going through your credits, and one of my close friends used to love The Flash, and so I told him that I was interviewing you, and I had like asked him, I was like, if you were a supervillain, what would your power be? And I told him what mine would be, and he told me that I was cruel for saying what it would be. And
Was it like inducing diarrhea, like inducing Chipotle effect?
Oh my gosh.
Because
No,
that
but
would be
that
pretty
is
powerful.
cruel. That's cruel.
Yeah.
No, I said for me, mine would be to be able to take people's joy away. Yeah, it's but it sounds bad.
Damn.
I swear I'm not a bad person at all. I was just like,
I think if we turn on the news, we definitely know that some people do that.
yeah.
A lot of people have that power.
Yeah,
And I
don't
again
even get me started.
not talking about the Paramount guys. Ellisons are call me. Ellisons, please. I'm here. I want to hear everything you say.
Oh my gosh. Now, I guess my thought process was just like, if you're a villain, like you have to go full in. Like you can't be 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You have to like, what's something that people kind of like take for granted, I feel like, and maybe don't realize how important it is until it's gone. And I feel like that's kind of like joy. So
yeah,
that was just my thought process behind it. But I swear I'm not an evil person. I would never want to actually take it.
Talking an hour and a half. I think you're a great person.
Thank you. So you've played, good characters, morally sound characters, and you've played morally unethical characters. What's your favorite to play?
Oh, evil.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people say that.
It's fun because she is a person, and because it's still you playing it, like there is elements of Sam, there's elements of Jenna, because I can't change who I am.
You are. Yep.
And so all parts of that are in there. Like she's like joking around as she's like putting people in vertigo.
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay. And it's fun. It's fun.
Yeah.
And the niche and the insanity of that is unique, and it's a really fun thing, especially on like a superhero show to be able to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And better to play evil than to actually be evil. So there's that.
Yes. Yeah. There's no like that was very no, we weren't drawing from personal experience or anything.
Yeah.
No.
So here we are, you're post awkward 10 years at this point, which is crazy to think the show ended 10 years ago. And, you've played all of these remembered like iconic roles. How does it feel to have played these characters that over a decade later people still love and care about?
Like a privilege.
Yeah.
Honestly. Yeah, just a privilege to do that. I don't have any other words for it.
I think and I feel like I'm kind of beating a dead horse when I'm about to say this, but I love to hear when people are truly just like, I don't want to say grateful, but grateful for like the characters that they've gotten to play. I feel like, especially when it's like from an older role, like I said earlier, you have people who act so like about older roles that they've played where they like don't want to be associated with it anymore. But it's like you can still, love the future and like, like respect that it was a past and you have moved on to other things, but still respect that character that you were and that it kind of yeah. So I love that you use that word to describe it. So you're an author, you've written a book. I read that you've written screenplays, you've done movies, TV shows. Where would you describe yourself now in your career?
Kind of just doing the same thing. I mean, it's hard out there with like AI, and there's just not a lot of work, frankly.
Yeah.
And so it's harder, so you have to get creative, but I'm happy, and I got I got plans to do like 2 or 3 things that I think fans will really like, and I can't
Oh,
wait
I'm
to
looking.
announce them. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to following you from here and like seeing
Yeah.
everything that you have coming up for us.
Oh, thank you.
Of course. So with that said, that wraps up, all of the questions and stuff that I had for you. This has been so
Oh,
fun.
yeah,
But I
same.
do have a fun little game I thought would be a fun thing to close
Okay.
this out with. It's a speed round. It's a speed round questionnaire game about just like the different shows and stuff that you've done. It's not like a quiz, but just taking
Okay.
scenarios and stuff like that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You
Okay.
ready?
Ready.
All right. We will start with something simple. What's one fun fact about you not many people may know?
Shit, you said speed round.
Sorry. I guess that is kind of a thing to think about.
That I don't know anything about styling hair, and I don't know much about makeup, but I'm very, very good and knowledgeable at skincare, and I thought about getting my cosmetology license.
Oh, how cool.
Yeah.
Jenna's first day of senior year, she has to deal with rumors she tried to kill herself. What is the craziest rumor you've heard about yourself?
I don't really pay attention to it, but
Smart.
the craziest rumor, I don't know. I don't know what that would be. I almost feel like if I answer that, then it's going to become a rumor, even more so.
Well, hey, no rumor is fair. That's not a bad problem to have at all.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, Team Maddie or Team Jake?
Team Maddie. Sorry, Brett.
Samantha Walker or Jenna Hamilton?
60-40, and I'm not going to say who.
Now I'm going to have to come up with my own assumptions. I'm going to have to base it off of what I would go with.
Yeah.
If you were a supervillain, what would your power be?
Maybe Chipotle power.
The Chipotle diarrhea. Okay.
Yeah. Just be
that
like,
is so specific.
burrito. Yeah. Could be fun.
And messy.
Not my problem.
Out of all characters you've played, which do you relate to the most?
Jenna. But then also too Sam at that age.
Yeah.
But Jenna.
Fair. Which out of all the other MTV shows that were on around the same time as yours, Teen Wolf, Faking It, Scream series, etc., which show would you put Jenna on? And it doesn't even have to make sense.
Teen Wolf.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I like all those people. I met them.
Although I'm not sure Jenna would survive Beacon Hills.
Oh, hell no. Hell no. No.
Oh
Not
my
a shot.
gosh. So you've done drama, comedy, horror. What's your favorite genre to play?
Comedy.
Okay, love that. Do you have a favorite role?
I do, but again.
Okay. Fair. Last question. Jenna was known, and this might not be a speed round. You might have to think about this. Okay. Jenna was known for her writing / her blog. If you had to describe Jenna in one sentence, what would it be?
A sweetheart in a misinterpreted body with all the good intentions and all the talent to back it up.
Wow, that off the top of the dome was, wow, that was great.
So there you go.
We see where Jenna gets her talents from.
Are you listening, Ellison? Are you listening?
I love that. Well, that was all of my speed round questions. I had so much fun. I hope I didn't take up too much of your time, or if I did, I hope you at least enjoyed it.
Oh, so much. And no, you're good. This was so fun.
Oh, I'm so glad. I just want to thank you again for agreeing to do this. Like I said, you totally did not have to, but I appreciate you
Happy to.
just showing up and being present and having a good time with me.
And I appreciate you being patient with my schedule. So,
of course. And it was so worth it. So I am,
awesome.
yes, so grateful to you. And thank you so much for spending some time with me today. Where can the listeners find you at on socials?
It's pretty much at Ashley Rickards on Instagram, on X. I just recently found out I had a Facebook. So I went on there and because I didn't know, and 2008 might be when I logged in.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know.
It's just sitting there collecting dust.
Yeah, because I have 300 followers, bro. Like, we need to change that. We need to up that.
Everyone needs to follow Ashley Rickards on Facebook.
Find me on Instagram and Twitter, but look for me on Facebook.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, you heard it there first. Thank you guys so much for tuning into another episode of No, I'm Obsessed. I hope you guys enjoyed, and go stream Awkward on Paramount Plus and One Tree Hill.
And go to conventions with me or put in a rec.
Exactly. Do all of that for clear, beautiful skin. Yes. All right. Thanks, guys. Follow the podcast on Instagram, Facebook. Well, not Facebook. Well, yeah, I guess I'm on Facebook too.
See? Yeah.
On Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all of the socials at No, I'm Obsessed Pod. Like, rate, leave a review, and we will see you back here next week.